Arteta just admitted that Arsenal was not at their best in Old Trafford, yet they still found a way to win. Let's break down everything he said in that huge 1-0 win against Manchester United at Old Trafford. After what I call a mixed set of preseason games for Arsenal this summer, it was time for the real business. Going into the Premier League to take on Manchester United in a serious run of fixtures that will see Arsenal take on Manchester United, Leeds, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, and Manchester City. The game was a pulsating encounter, with Manchester United actually having the ascendancy for most of it. But in the end, all it took was an error from Altay Bayondere in the Man United goal to allow Riccardo Calafiori put his head in for the only goal of the game. So it's a set-piece goal, a goal that Arsenal have been renowned for scoring in the past. It is more than enough to grant Arsenal the victory over Manchester United. Mikel Arteta, as expected, said a lot in his press conference, and today we are going to unpack all he said. The Arsenal boss called this a big result at such a tough ground. He said, big result coming in the first game of the season at Old Trafford. When you feel that they are building something special, momentum with new signings, and they want to kick in the season in a good way, I come away with the win. I'm very happy and proud of the team. So yes, it was a game that was very tough. From the onset, Manchester United actually looked up for it. They were a far cry from the team that were struggling last season. It's very evident that the signings of Bryan Mbeumo, Matthias Cunha, and Benjamin Sesko added some much needed, galvanization and zeal into the team. And even the folks that were kind of struggling last season stepped up their game. Bruno Fernandes was on fire, spreading passes, being there for his team, working as hard as possible, and playing a lot of set pieces that almost put us now in the lurch. But Old Trafford is a ground that we have not really been doing so well in recent times. So that yes, we've had a couple of 1-0 results here and there, but Arsenal's record in Manchester United's home ground has been one of our bad, has not really been that good. So to come to this ground and get the result we did was a huge plus. And I'll concur with Arteta when you call this a big result. Another key thing to note is that Arsenal were not at their best, and it was very important to win this game despite not being at our best. Arteta said that when you don't win when you're at your best, it gives you certain momentum and confidence, which are very important things, because you know that when you have your standards in certain aspects, in which today Arsenal were not being fair, and still come out and get a win. The team had to find the resilience throughout the season for 10 months in contest and be able to do that. Of course, you have to improve a lot of things, and a lot will happen soon. But in terms of managing what happened at Old Trafford and getting a positive result, that's the way to do it. And it's the truth. If you want to be a champion in the Premier League, it's not every game you're going to run riot on everyone. There's some games when you have to grind out results, when you not be at your best, but somehow you just get the result that you require to go. At the end, all that was important was 3 points, and Arsenal got that. Speaking of performance levels, it was like night and day. Manchester United had 61% possession, Arsenal had 39. Manchester United had 22 shots with 7 on target, Arsenal had 9 shots with 3 on target. Manchester United considered 13 fouls, Arsenal considered 19 fouls. Arsenal ran 77.9 kilometers and covered 104.6 kilometers of distance. So Manchester United had an XG of 1.52, Arsenal had an XG of 1.31. Manchester United had 475 passes, Arsenal had 294 passes. You could see the clear dominance in that game from the home side. And it was no surprise that the man of the match for Arsenal was David Raya, who made 7 saves and had the XGOT of 0.75. Arsenal lacked rhythm in that game, but the resilience carried us through. Of course, it's got one of the ways we really know how to, which is set pieces. Arsenal in the last couple of seasons, no team has done better than Arsenal when it comes to scoring set pieces. And it was on show again on Sunday when Declan Rice crossed the ball. Altay Bayondere was, what was the word to use? He was entangled with Saliba, and the ball skimmed off his hand and went to Calafiori, who nodded the ball in. Manchester United fans are a bit aggrieved from the goal, saying that it was a foul on their goalkeeper. But I strongly disagree with that, because Beldraya was also facing the same situations in the Arsenal box, and even under more pressure, and he found the way to punch his ball out. So I thought the Endure has no excuses, and I'm never surprised because if you recall, when Manchester United played Tottenham last season in the Carabao Cup, Song Heung-min crossed the corner and went all the way into the net. So this is not the first time he's struggling from commanding his area, and it's quite surprising. I think it's very nice to see how tall he is. He doesn't know how to command his area. He actually struggles with that most times, and that's why one of the reasons why Onana starts ahead of him. But Arteta was actually quick to acknowledge the fact that yes, Arsenal got the win through a set piece, because he said we showed it in a different way. I think we did two things very well. One was to take the set piece and react to mistakes. Some of them were necessary, some of them were unusual. But every single player reacted and gave us the opportunity to win the game. If not, that's impossible. And that's how we compete, and that's how much we want it as a team. In as much as Arsenal are one of the best teams in terms of flamboyant play, good passing range, good shooting and stuff, set pieces are actually very, very important. And as you can see, in games when you're not doing so well, all you might get is just one set piece that will get you over the line. And that's what happened against Manchester United in Old Trafford. And of course, a set piece is only as good as the person that finishes it. And this time it's Calafiori. We've had Gabriel, we've had Saliba, we've had Merino, and a couple of other guys, finish set pieces. But this was the turn of Calafiori, and what Arteta said to him was quite nice. He was like, Calafiori had the capacity to change the energy. He comes in and he changes the energy in the room. He has an aura, he has a presence that's special. You feel that he's very unpredictable for the opponent because he can occupy different spaces. He can do things in your box, in the middle, in the opposition box, and it's very difficult to predict. So we're very happy for him. And I agree. Can you remember when Arsenal played against PSG in Champions League last season? Calafiori was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, receiving the ball from Odegaard, and he plays the ball so well. So he's someone that offers so much dynamism in Arsenal's play, a whole lot different from what Miles Kelly offers to the team. Arteta has already promised unpredictability at the start of the season, and we can see that it's coming to the fore because was actually a surprise starter for the game. Actually, I thought Lewis Kelly would start the match. You can see what happened. Like Calafiori came in and he made his appearance count, and that's what we love about what's going on with the team right now. There's many players that can offer different perspectives. While White was being overrun on the left, when Timber came in, he basically locked up shop. And so Calafiori offers us so much different offers us a kind of play that's so much different from what Lewis Kelly does. And you can see that unpredictability is something that Arteta has spoken about, and I'm so happy to see that it's coming to the fore. So there was a debate on who was going to start the game, whether it's going to be Gyökeres or Kai Havertz. Arsenal's new number 9 got the nod, but it was a disappointing performance, in all honesty. Obviously, he's no longer in Portugal playing against those farmers and herdsmen that used to challenge and bully back in the day. But he had a torrid game. He fought hard. Matthijs de Ligt didn't give him an ounce of breath to even move or do anything. And of course, he was sold for Kai Havertz eventually in the 59th minute. Well, Arteta kind of, said that he had a good start. He said Gyökeres did a lot of things that were very good. You can tell. We saw it at high pressing, the rhythm that we demand. We saw in the first half, we were given a bit too much time. Something we have to work on. And the finalizing situation, he didn't have many chances to do that because Arsenal had to play the last ball and we're standing in 40 meters behind. But they managed to put the ball through to exploit his quality. Overall, coming in from Manchester United, winning your first game is a good start. Yeah, I'm not too critical about Gyökeres in the sense that it's expected. Even the likes of Haaland struggled in games against us. So what are we saying here? But where we need him to shine, especially when we lose United visitors next, he has to really come up. But it's just understandable. His first official game with the club in a tough ground like Old Trafford, So he did his best, struggled a bit, sharp, but we just have to keep moving. What does this win mean to Arsenal? Yes, there's some improvement that needs to be done. I think we were really exposed in the game. Our tactical sharpness was not there. A couple of passes didn't go through. A couple of players struggled badly. But we won ugly. And that's a sign of champions. Sometimes you go into such games not having much confidence, but you come out of it full of confidence because you did what was enough to get you over the line. With what Arsenal did. And that's what works. That's why this win is important. We still have so many tough games about to come. Obviously, the Leeds game should be a whitewash. I'm guessing like maybe a 3-0 win or something. But we're going to Anfield after playing Leeds. And Anfield will even be a whole lot tougher than Old Trafford. Because Liverpool, one, are the defending champions. Two, They have the best player in the league in Mo Salah, and the attack will be on fire. So Arsenal will know how to be at their tools to ensure that they play well enough. And imagine if they get a victory at Anfield. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Arsenal fans can be very proud of the game. In as much as we didn't get the results that we wanted, what is key here is that we got the win, which is 3 points. One thing I've also done was to have like a quick recap of the Arsenal versus Manchester United game, as well as other games in the Premier League, which I did in my live stream yesterday. So please watch that video to see about it, where we talk about those games from Arsenal to Manchester United, Manchester United to the rest of the other Premier League games. It's a series I'm going to start launching at the end of each game week with a couple of panelists, and I might do some alone sometimes. So till the next video, come on, you guys.